Hello everyone, today I am going to show you how to create trigonometric 3D bird inside Nuke, and this is part 1 of this tutorial. And in this part I am going to show you how to model 3D bird entirely in Nuke, as well as how to animate through trigonometric function. So let's move into Nuke. First of all, I am going to show you the basic concept of this entire tutorial, and this is pendulum animation. So I am going to show you how to animate this pendulum using trigonometric function within some proper time interval. So I want like that, I want one cycle completed within 30 frame or like this. So for that I just set up my and definitely pivot point over here, and I just go to rotation. I just click over here, add expression, and over here I write down sine bracket frame, and that thing divide by your time interval frame, like 30 frame. So you need to multiply this thing with your unit of one cycle, and over here you need to multiply this thing by 2 into pi, because in trigonometric function, in expression, you need to set your angular value in radian form. So here and now you need to multiply with your amplitude. So I like 40 degree I want. So I just click OK, and now you see it complete one cycle within 30 frame. Okay, now I just click over here, go to edit, and if I change it to 25, okay, and now you see pendulum complete its cycle within 25. So this is the main formula which we can apply multiple times to animate the bird. So now first of all we are going to model the bird inside Nuke. So I have one reference image of that bird. So how I model this bird? Using default tools of Nuke. So first of all I just set up my scene. So I just select my image, I go to 3D menu, 3D tool menu, and just go to geometry and card, and I just rotate my card minus 90 degree, and I just increase the size by 5 and move little bit in negative space like this. So now whenever you want to model these things, I prefer you go to top view or by pressing C. So now you can easily model these things. So let's quickly start the model these things. So first of all I create head, and for that I prefer I create one sphere, and I just decrease the segments by 6 and 8, okay, because I don't want high poly model, and I just decrease the radius, move over here, and I just need to, now I just scale little bit inside. Yes, that's it. Now I duplicate this thing, and now I just decrease radius again over here. Again increase the scale in Z to create its big, like this. Now I just create one scene to merge these things. Now again go to perspective view. So I just press V. Okay, and now you can definitely modify these things, like I just reduce this radius little bit more. I just move my big little bit over here, and now if you feel that there is not any volume fill over here, so you can click one global light over here, so you can easily see the depth on your geometry. So this is enough for right now. You can also put some eyes over here, but I create this bird for some long shot and all those stuff, so it's okay for now. So this is my head. So I just select this thing, I create one backdrop and I name it as head. Now I'm going to create one body. So again I prefer I duplicate this by pressing Alt C over here. Again I click this card, just press C for top view, I double click on it and I move my sphere over here, just increase radius little bit and increase Z scale. Okay, and that's it for the body part. So I just select this thing, go to backdrop and I name it as body. Now I want to create this tail. So for that, what am I going to do? I just create one cube. So I just press perspective view and now I just change the segments of this by 1 and 4 and I just scale it down in Y 0.1. Okay, now the base thing is that I just select this, I just press C on top view. Now I want to see this thing in wireframe, so I just select over here and click wireframe. So it show me in wireframe, as well as if I want to deactivate this grid, I just click over here, so I just see these things. Now I always prefer that my model should be designed on origin. Okay, so right now this model is far away because whatever we want to animate like tail, wings, all the stuff, I prefer that it should model over here first, then we can transform these things. So what am I going to do? I just select my reference image, I just move like this right now, and now I go over here, I just decrease the segments of this reference image. Now again double click on this cube and now I move like this. Now the base thing over here is that we can easily manipulate this vertices of these things. So I just go to 3D, modify, edit geo, and now we can go over here, select vertex selection, and now see I select these things. but the issue with this is that it's only select top vertices. So if you want to select vertices over here, so you just select, activate this disable occlusion testing. So now you press C over here, and if you select this thing, now go to V, and you see all vertices are selected. So now again go to C, and I just adjust the thing like over here. I just select this thing over here, and now you want to scale it down. So see, by default you can move these things by pressing Ctrl. You can rotate the thing by pressing Ctrl Shift. You can scale these things. So I just select all this, press Ctrl Shift, and do it like this. Now I select this one, move little bit down, select this one, move little bit down, as well as Ctrl Shift and scale it down like this. Now again select this thing, move over here, press Ctrl Shift, scale down, select this, Ctrl Shift, scale down, and select this, Ctrl Shift and scale down. Okay, it's very easy. And now again I go over here and I select solid, and you can definitely change 0.06 or 0.08, whatever. So this is your wing, and now I again go over here, set my reference again properly, press C, and now you can click transform geonode, and you can move in Z like this. Okay, so this is the thing. So this is my tail. So I just select all this stuff, I go over here, define backdrop, and I just name it as tail. Now to design this wing, I divide this wing into three parts. The arm wing has two elements, and hand wing has one element. So how we design this thing? So first of all, I activate this grid. Now first of all, I rotate these things in Y to align this wing design with my Z axis. And now I move little bit over here, and even in Z like this. So you can easily model the thing. So first of all, I design this part 1. So for that I create one cube. So 0.1 scale, and I set it to 1 by 1. Now just scale it down, move little bit over here, and just scale in X. Okay, so that's how you create very easily these things. Now for these things, I again change my reference like this. Okay, so whatever I designed on this axis, so we can easily animate after that. can see when I apply this animation. Now I just duplicate this thing. Now for this I need to increase the segments, and I select like this. Now here I also use the same technique. I just go to 3D geometry, modify, edit geo. Over here select vertices, select this thing, move it over here, select these things, move it over here, select this. Okay, now you feel that, see, one more thing that I need to show you, that if you feel that you want to want this line as straight, so I just press Ctrl Shift. First of all, I scale this thing. Now I just press Ctrl and you can easily rotate the stuff, and now you can easily move these things over here. If you still feel that you need to increase the scale, you just press Ctrl, you can rotate the thing. Okay, so now I just select, move it over here, select, move it over here, select, move it over here, select, move it over here. Okay, so this is my arm wings. Now I want to create this hand wing, and for that I again go to card. I just rotate the thing in such manner that like this. Okay, now I again prefer duplicate this cube, not edit geo. I just duplicate this cube, modify, edit geo, and now again we select this thing, move like this over here, select this thing, move like this. Even you can rotate the stuff, select this, move over here, select this thing, press Ctrl Shift to scale this thing. Again same way, and even if you want to model these things very properly, this is the preferable way to convert that thing into wireframe. Like this. Okay, so this is my arm wing. To arrange these things very properly, what we should do, I just click on this and I undo inside this node, so it's only undo the changes within this property. So I just undo these things, undo, undo, and undo. So now we arrange those stuff very properly. So first of all, this set properly. Now here I select one transform, modified transform geo. I select one scene, merge this thing. So this scene. Now I prefer that I add this scene over here so we can easily see these things. So now I just double click on it and now move it over here like this. Okay, same way for this thing, what I prefer, again go to 3D, modify, transform geo. So I just add one transform over here, connect with this, go to transform, move like this, press Ctrl to rotate this thing, and set it over here. Okay, and now I just go over here, set my wireframe to solid. Now this whole wing should be moved, but before that we need to reset my entire scene, my entire reference. And now I just select this thing, create one transform geo, and definitely I need to create one more scene like this. Now I move my wing over here and I just rotate it in Y. Okay, now this is my main scene, so here the all other body parts should be connected. Okay, now I need this wing, one more other side wing. So for that I just select this, I create one modifier, transform geo, select this over here. Now I just scale in -1 and I just connect it over here. So now if I press V, you can see we create the whole bird. Now we need to animate this stuff. So to animate this stuff, before with that we just arrange the thing very properly. Now I don't need this thing, so I just disconnect my reference image over here. And definitely I select entire these things and create one backdrop and name it as wings. Now first of all we start with this wing. So before we start anything, we need to create some controllers, so through which we can easily control our animation after applying any expression. So for that I just prefer I create one backdrop. You can create anything and I name it as controller. And over here what I prefer, that just right click over here and go to manage user node, and here I create some knobs through which we can control our animation. So I just create one floating shader, name it as cycle, and over here name this label animation cycles bracket frames. and here we set the value to 0 to maybe 90. Okay, so now see over here you can see these controllers, and now I add one more, this name as body movement, because we need some body movement. So for that we prefer b underscore mv. So whenever you call anything in expression, we call these things, and this label, this is representation of visual representation of that particular property. So over here body movement, and over here I set it to 0 to 1. It's okay for this particular example. Again I add one more, that is your arm wing angle. So this is your arm wing, so how much it rotate in angle. So for that I name it as arm underscore wing, and arm wing angle, and it's set it to 0 to maybe 80. Again create one more floating, and this is for your hand wing angle. So hand underscore wing, over here hand wing angle, and same 0 to 80. Okay, create one more, that is for your tail angle. So just name it as tail, and here tail angle, and this is not beyond 45. So I just click OK, and I just click done. Now here I apply some default value like 24 is my frames. Body movement should be 0.05. You can change definitely, but I just give some value so that we can change, we can see the changes. Here maybe 50, 45, 12, like this. Okay, so now we are going to use these parameters to control these things. So first of all I am going to animate this hand wing. Okay, so this is the thing. So I just click over here, I just click over here, and now I apply one transform over here. So I just select these things, I go to modify, apply one transform, so we can easily animate these things in Z axis. We just right click over here, add expression, and over here as we apply the same concept of pendulum, over here I apply sine into bracket frame divide by controller dot cycle into 2 into pi bracket over into controller dot, because this is hand wing, so we need that hand wing angle, so like this. Now if you want to offset these things, because we need some little bit offset, so for that I just over here in frame I just apply minus into bracket controller dot cycle divide by 10. So it's give a small offset, so it's look natural. So I just press OK, and now you see over here this wing has some animation. Now if you see over here like this, now I have these things, I just on this thing. Now we need to rotate these things entirely, and we need some good momentum of this wing. So for that, what I prefer, over here I apply one more transform. So I just go modify transform geo, and over here I just apply edit expression, and we apply some rotation in X, Y as well as in Z also. So what we are going to do, I just apply one sine into bracket frame minus gives some offset. So for that, controller dot cycle divide by 10 bracket over divide by, so we should apply one more bracket like this, okay, and divide by controller dot cycle into 2 into pi bracket over, and multiply these things with arm controller dot arm underscore wing divide by 2. Okay, now I just copy these things, control C, control V over here, and over here we just change it by divide by 3, and over here we can change some variation in offset like plus. Now again copy this thing, control C, control V over here, and over here I just set arm wing, anything else as it is. Okay, now I just press OK, and now you see wing move like this. And now if you see over here in my scene, okay, but see over here it just penetrate. So for that we need to select this thing, just adjust those stuff properly, move little bit down, okay. So this is your wing. Now we need to animate tail also. So for that, this is my tail, and for that what we prefer, it move like this. So over here, or say over here, we apply one more transform. Okay, so one transform to move that particular thing and one transform to animate those stuff. So I again apply over here. I prefer I change the pivot point of this little bit far away from this, so it can easily rotate like this, so it can rotate like this. So now over here we add some expression. So now we need that tails rotation move in opposite or 90-degree offset of your wings. So for that, in wing we use sine function, over here we use cos function. So I just enter cos bracket frame divide by controller dot cycle divide by controller dot cycle into 2 into pi bracket over and into controller dot tail. and I just press OK, and it move like this. So now you see your bird fly very well. So whenever this, see, when the wings down, tail up, when tail down, wings up. Now you need also move your head little bit up and down. So for that, definitely it's move with your tail movement. So for that, over here I again apply one modified transform geo, and over here we need to move like this in Y. So for that we move over here in Y position, add expression. Over here I write down cos the bracket frame divide by same controller into cycle point dot cycle into 2 into pi bracket over into controller dot body move. Okay, this is I call body move divide by 2 because body move is different. So now okay, if I press OK, and now you see you get some head movement. So to move entire bird little bit up and down, I just select this thing, I go to modifier transform geo, and over here in Y I right click over here, add expression, and over here I apply cos bracket frame divide by controller dot cycle into 2 into pi multiply with controller dot body move, that is b underscore mv. Now okay, now as you see over here your bird fly beautifully. Okay, now the best thing is that you have some controller. If you don't want this connection of expression, you just select this node graph, press alt E, so it's give a clear viewport. Now I just double click on this. Now this is your controller. For example, if you set it to 50 frame, see it animate very slowly. If you apply 20 fast move, if you change angle to 30°, wings rotation to 12°, 5°, 50. So that's how you create your bird animation using trigonometry function. So in next part I am going to track one scene, and using particle system we can multiply this bird and fit that thing into scene and comp it. Okay, so thank you for watching this tutorial. See you soon with second part. Thank you.